Hey everyone, I'm reporting live to you from the PCC clinic. This is my first day and I've seen a grand total of 0 patients. Wah wah. So unfortunately a slow start, but I did get a chance to talk to one of the doctors here who's involved heavily with the study, and we got to clarify a few things. So I wanted to shoot out this update to y'all. Just a few more logistical items. So she did clarify that using photo would be helpful as the main way we would track outcomes at the PT clinic. The other outcomes they're tracking is use of opioids or not, use of or need for MRI or injections or not. So the outcomes they're tracking are pretty simple, but for our purposes, it would be good for them to have the photo data as well. So just do photo like you usually would every 2 visits, every 2 weeks or 5 visits. I did get clarity that the copay is only to be collected for one per episode, so it's not per visit. At least that's the way it's been explained to me today. So I don't plan to collect a $10 copay at my initial visit just because it's just me, and I don't think that in fact I know that the money does not go to PCC, so I wouldn't ask the PCC staff to collect it. So anyways, my point is when they arrive for your first visit at your clinic, it was told to me that every patient has a $10 copay, or just that we should assume there's a $10 copay. But here's the important thing. If they're not able to pay it, service is not refused. So the question is more, are you able to pay the $10 today? And if they're not, we just document that somehow. I'm not sure exactly, but document it somehow. And then later we'll be reimbursed by the PCC. So every patient is asked if they're able to pay the $10. If they say no, we still see them, document it, and let the PCC know they'll reimburse us later. If they can, great, they pay it. Progress notes prior to follow-up visits with the doctor are, she said that it would be helpful and good. It's not necessarily required. What might happen is if there's not a progress note sent or faxed to their number, and I'll email that number out to y'all, then they would just request one. But ideally it would be a reeval type assessment, like Mrs. Jones says she's quite a bit better with walking 2 miles or whatever it is, and fax to the PCC clinic prior to their follow-up with their physician, the primary care. They'd like to have a record in their system of that. For scheduling the initial visit at your clinic, my plan is to have the patient call your clinic prior to leaving PCC when I see them for the initial visit, so that hopefully the ball isn't dropped anywhere. They literally call the clinic before they leave, speak with a care coordinator, and get on your schedule somewhere. The last thing is just a reminder that it will be important to communicate with Dr. Garrison, who's the PM&R physician, for patients who are not improving quickly or as well as we'd like. I plan to connect each of you, the clinic directors, with Dr. Garrison by email just to introduce y'all and open lines of communication there, and I kind of let y'all take it from there and let him maybe decide exactly how much involved he'd like to be with each case. My guess is that it's going to be email-based, maybe a phone call here or there for cases that require that, but hopefully that won't be too time-intensive as far as communicating with him on things. And certainly you can communicate with me too. My current plan is still to, when I see a patient, they're in the medium to high-risk category, they're no longer my patient after the initial visit, they're your patient. Treat them like you would any other patient, hopefully, being a win by the end of their time there and discharging at your clinic. But if for people who do fall off the map, or they're not scheduling follow-up visits, etc., that'll be important information for us to have too. So just kind of tightly managing their plan of care and updating me and or Dr. Garrison with patients who might fall off the map, as opposed to just not getting better. So anyways, again, please feel free to reach out to me, email me, call me with questions. Hopefully surely there will be patients next week. I think the first official day for patients to be able to be referred here was like Thursday or Friday of last week, so they just haven't had enough volume probably of patients. So anyways, have a great rest of the day.